Da-da-da. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's see. Hello, everyone. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, there we go.
Hello, everyone.
No, that's me over there. Mute that and with you. Okay, let's see. See who is here. What a day. Gray, but the sun is out. It's just beyond the clouds. Beyond these clouds. Wait a couple of minutes. When you get here, you'll get here. Hello, hello. Almost Shabbat Shalom. Let's share this with a couple of folks. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do this before the words will warm me up. There you go. Hope everything is good with everyone. So good to be here again. I'm waiting once a week to come and to be here with you. Could do it more than once a week, but once a week brings little a little structure, a little trusting that everything is funneling to that Friday, to this Friday where we have a talk, or we have a conversation, or a monologue and then conversation. So, yeah, trusting the unseen. When we walk into a coffee shop, right? We walk into a coffee shop, we walk with our phone, we walk with a computer. Shabbat Shalom, Tamara. Hello, wonderful to see you. Hope everything is good. It's a little chilly here, but it's all good. So when we walk into a coffee shop, right, we have a computer. We flip the computer up, turn the Wi-Fi on, and connect. Hi, Tamara. Both Tamaras. Wow, I got stereo Tamara today. Got Tamara Cook, Tamara Blicker. Right? So we connect. Where are we connecting to? We're connecting to the Wi-Fi. But we don't see the Wi-Fi, right? It's there. So we connect. I mean, knowing that it's there, we connect. Type our password and connecting, going in. Right? We don't see that, but it's there. But it's there. When we're looking at when we do presentations, if any of you do presentations and you have this clicker, right? The clicker in the old days used to have a cable. They used to have a cable to the computer, and then it was connected, and so you could see the channel of connection. But today everything is infrared, or so we trust that it's there. It's there. And this is what this portion is about. The portion today is Parashat Behar, portion Behar, in the mountain, or at the mountain, where God is talking, is giving Moses the oral Torah, and one of the things is about the 7th year sabbatical that one should take on their land. Now, at that time, the main form of revenue was agriculture. Doggy agrees. Was agriculture. So at that time, to ask from somebody, listen, in the 7th year, you're going to pause, you're going to take a break, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to work the land, and you trust that it will be fine. Vosoduos, what do you mean trust? Okay, well, God is saying, the 6th year, oh, I see somebody there is walking. The 6th year, you're going to get triple of the crop that will be enough for the 6th year, It will be enough for the 7th year because you're not doing anything, and it will be enough also for the 8th year, because while you are working on the 8th year, but you didn't have anything from the 7th year that you didn't work. And so these are accounts that even today, that where the main source of income is not only agriculture. Today we have technology and everything. Even today, these things are happening. I mean, in Israel, there are so many accounts of crops that have been tripled, and not just that. Also, there were miracles, if you will, miracles in the previous years of Tzuk Eitan, the operations that Tzahal, the IDF, did in Gaza, where there were tunnels. If some of you are familiar with it, there were tunnels that were created by the terrorists to infiltrate Israel, and they counted that they're going to come out, that the tunnel is going to come out where there is a field of wheat, so nobody will see them. Well, this year was the 7th year where nothing was supposed to be worked. You're supposed to let it go, and the 8th year everything was cropped, and the terrorists came out to an empty field, and they were spotted right on and taken out. So, I mean, there are things that, if we look at things again, how we look at things, everything works precisely and beautifully, right? There was a story from a rabbi that was talking about a woman that was skeptic about the Torah, and he asked her, "Do you think that whoever wrote the Torah was, whether it is a man or God, not the question, but whoever wrote the Torah was not smart?" She said, "No, absolutely. Whoever wrote the Torah is very smart and very knowledgeable, very wise, because there were things that are talked. There are things that are talked in the Torah that science is only reaching in the last 100 years, is catching up with the Torah." And so this year, this year of ceasing all work is called Shnat Shemitah, like a drop out year. Now, just as a quote unquote, just as a side, our cells regenerate. We have 7 days, 7 weeks. The number 7 is the way of nature in Kabbalah. There are 3 numbers that are important. I mean, every number is important, but for this explanation, it is these 3 numbers: the 6, 7, and 8. Where 8 is above nature, hence also the infinity sign, natural. 6 is everything that has to do with the physical, with the material. Somebody who is only material, somebody who is only concerned about what is going here, how much money I make, what cars do I have, what property I have, all these kind of things. And 7 is the synergy between 8 and 6, the way of nature. Just like what we're talking about when we talk about food. Everything in moderation, right? So there is everything in moderation, and there is everything by way of nature. So, for example, to ask somebody to let go of the 7th year of the crop work, of the land working, Shnat Shemitah, is really because what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not going to work at all? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to feed my. How do I know? Let's take, for example, the desert, the Israelites in the desert, where they were given. I'm cutting off. Okay, let's see. Is this better? Tell me if this is better. Tamara, seems like you are on it. Tell me if this is better, if you can hear me better like that. So if we look at the Israelites in the desert, 40 years in the desert, every day God provided the man from the sky, that bird, I don't know the name in English, but that bird, the man. Couldn't he give them once a month and just like, here, once a month and come back next month? And the reason this was done also is to develop and to educate and to develop the Israelites about trust in the process. For now, yes. Okay, good. Everything is for now, right? Everything is for now. So to develop trust, to develop the trust in God, to develop the trust in the unseen, because really this is above nature. I am frozen. Okay, I am frozen. Am I still frozen? Let's see. Am I still frozen? Absolutely, Tamara, it means that I'm still frozen? Okay. Everything is above nature, right? So, what is kind of by way of nature? By way of nature is our fear. Our fear is natural to our human condition. Our fear is natural to a human condition. And let's take to the number six. The more the person, the more we are relying on my might. I've done this. I worked. I created. I did all the work. The more the person is relying on the material, the more the person is insecure, the more the person is scared, the more the person is scared, the more the person is concerned what will happen tomorrow, what will happen the next week. I don't know if I can do this. Let's say you are about to go to a meeting or about to see somebody that you're not really happy seeing because your history is not that great. So the natural process is the trigger is, oh, I don't want to deal with this person. I don't want to go to this person and deal with this person. But what is happening actually is that the fear is good for us because the fear is pushing us to go to expand our limits. Because when we are in this place, we're being driven, we're kind of like being pushed. For example, fear can be used also for good. Everything can be used for good. We have fear can be used for good or positive or negative. We have anger can be used for positively or negatively. Every emotion can be used positively or negatively. And to remember the truth, not my truth, your truth, no. Truth has no emotions. Truth has no emotion. Truth is truth. The emotions are the spices that we add to the truth. The fear, the speculations, the assumption that somebody did something because I think that that's why they did that, that's an assumption. That is really coming from not really knowing what is going on. So fear is there to push us, because if we didn't have fear or anxiety a little bit before, let's say, going on stage, if you are a performer or you speak in front of people, there is this, if there is no this excitement, this nervousness, this fear, or what am I going to say? There is no really an adrenaline push. There is no really push for us to go and to be beyond what we're familiar with, right? So when we are, when the person is tied more into the materialistic, the person is more nervous. To show the example, there is in Psalm, there is a verse where King David is saying, "Im lo shiviti v'domamti nafshi gamul alei imo." If I did not shiviti, if I did not put in front of me God, and I did not quiet my nefesh, how can I be relaxed? But if I put God in front of me, trusting the process, trusting that what is given to me is given for me, and if I quiet my soul, quiet my nefesh, saying, you know what, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, God will do the rest. Then you will be kigamul alei imo, meaning then you will be like a baby that his mom or her mom is holding. Now, the feeling of what is happening with the baby when the baby is in his mom's, right? The baby doesn't give a rat's ass about anything. Doesn't care about nothing. Doesn't care about the world. Doesn't care about the wars. Doesn't care about the trees are glowing. Doesn't care whether the food is coming or not. It's just there. And he trusts, and he put all the trust, he or she, the baby, puts the trust in the mom. And the mom sees that the baby puts a trust in her, she gives more. But the baby is not really doing anything. The baby trusts. The baby trusts. And so if I put the image or the trust, God, in the process, however you want to refer to it, and I quiet my nefesh, why would I worry about something? I mean, I did my best. Why am I going to worry about that? Especially if there is nothing I can do about that. Then I will be as trusting like a baby as I'm walking in. I trust everything is happening for me. I mean, we talk about it in so many aspects, in so many ways, but the Torah is so wonderful in giving all these events that happen and the lessons from it. There are four levels in the Torah: the Pshat, Remez, Drash, and Sod. The simple story, the story on the top level, then the hint, then the Drash, the studying, going in deep, and then there is the mystery. Every level is reflected in here. So, if I'm putting my trust in God in the process, then everything is going to be like a baby in the cradle. You know, the fear actually. What's the difference between us and the animals? Right? The animal gets up, is afraid, it goes, runs, feels hungry, goes hunt. The animal is acting based on their emotions, based on what they need, the needs right there and then. We have the power, the godly power. The difference is the dibur. The difference is the talk. We can change with our thinking and with our words. We can change the reality. It is where we put our our trust in the process. I want to see what Tamara is saying. Yes. So Tamara is saying when you're sending out there, you're scared to put about leading a group. Yes, it is okay to feel that fear. And notice, what is that fear about? Will I do good? Will I not mess up? Will I remember what I have to say? I mean, I have the same thing every time I go up here, every time I go up in front of the camera, and I love it every time from the beginning. And guess what happens when you hit the go live? Or guess what happens when you turn the mic on, Tamara, and you start speaking? Everything dissipates. Maybe it takes 2 minutes here, 5 minutes here. Everybody's a different process, right? So I'll make it like this so I can get closer here. So everybody has a different process, but it dissipates. Oh, of course it went well, Tamara. That's great. Of course it went well. You know, so it's part of nature. Astrology is by way of nature. Hmm? Astrology is by way of nature because it is not the movement of the stars, the movement of the planets, right? It's all by way of nature. It is said that the Jews are above nature, meaning we can say certain things or be in certain ways or not adhere or put our trust in the stars. In the old days, it was believed that the stars, because they created the planets, because they created effects that were seen. Actually, believed that the planets are the power. But in reality, the planets are creation as well, just like we are created here. So time is nature, is by way of nature. It'll continue. It'll always continue. Also, the difference between what is by nature and what is above nature, by nature keeps repeating. The sun comes up in the east, goes up in the west. Time continues. If I'll break my watch, time will still continue. It's not going to stop time. But for example, fighting or challenging those fears or challenging negative behavior to be positive is many times above nature. Why? Because if our natural inclination is to be triggered, our natural inclination is to, when I say natural, is because it is learned, right? As babies, we're here. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to be hugged. I'm ready to be kissed. Everything. That's a baby. But as the baby grows, um, there are learned patterns by parents, uh, first and foremost, then society. Whether you grew up in a healthy family or not, whether you grew up in a foster family or not, everybody has a different story and a different box of crayons for their life. So when we are pushing our boundaries, when we're going beyond, that's above nature. So we're doing things above the nature of our natural inclination. So there are several levels of fear in Hebrew, but it's more of considered to be like an awe. So there is fear, but not a fear of somebody is going to do something to impact me negatively or something, but it is more of an awe. I'm in an awe of that person. Or I'm going to see somebody, they are famous people and they've worked a lot all their life, and give them their respect, right? Their respect. So there are different levels, but I'm talking about this fear that 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 uh, that uh, uh, that prevents us really from moving forward. And this is what this year of this portion of Shemitah is. It is really saying, especially you, people who are rich and they have always. The seventh year is really to leave it for hefker. Hefker is meaning I'm opening the. It's like as if I'm opening the gates to my house. That's it. Everybody can come, can take. Um, if you are rich and you have fields, you take your crop and you leave some. Leave some for it to be for a hefker. Leave some for people to come and enjoy and take because you are set already. You've got 3 times the crop value in your sixth year. So let's bring it here. Not everybody, not, I don't know if any one of us or any one of the listeners are uh, um, agricultures, but there are other fields. Let's bring it to here. If I, s- if, when I start thinking positively, when I start knowing, or when I'm continuing the process of knowing everything is happening for me, that everything in my journey is being taken care for, taken care of. I've been taken care of, right? So everything has been taken care of. Our outlook on things is different. If I keep, like Tamara said, if I keep in fear of what will happen, how will do, and I don't push myself, then I'm going to invite more of that. It's a snowball. The universe doesn't care really if you're talking positively or negatively. There is the voice, there are the intentions behind the voice. The intentions is what creating the changes and the fluctuations in the frequency of our voice, and thus creating the changes or whatever I'm creating, whatever I'm manifesting. So whatever I'm saying, it is not enough just to say it. If somebody is angry, say, yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, and wants to apologize, yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can tell. You can tell that a person doesn't really mean what they say. As a sound therapist, working with sound and working with people on manifesting their dreams, I work with people on recognizing these nuances in the voice of what can what can create and what doesn't create. It's a process, and every day makes a process better. Can analyze the voice profiling, the vocal profiling, because the voice is a representation of everything that we are. It's a holographic representation. And in the voice, in our imprint, are our traumas, are how we've been affected by traumas, what affected us within from the traumas. Do I believe myself? Do I believe others who are saying what they're saying? Everything is in the voice. What enzymes are missing? What minerals are missing? This is all an assessment and analysis that I do as part of the work with working with somebody on manifesting and healing emotional blocks, or as I call them, spiritual traffic jams. It's really spiritual or emotional traffic jams. Because what is happening when we are in this mode of fear, in this mode of doubt, in this mode of all these places that appear to be negative, right? But God puts this fear in us. I mean, we come with it. We come with that, right? So everything when I'm in that field, I invite more. When I look at it, and when I look at everything that is here for me. Every challenge that I go through is a challenge that is here for me, knowing that there is nothing here that happens for me that I cannot handle. Neither of us. Everybody is getting the tools to handle all the experiences that they are going through. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that because you have the tools. Think about when you go to get a new job. You get a new job. You worked at a job at a company for 10 years, and now you get a raise and a promotion. You get a promotion to a job you haven't done before yet, and you're getting a raise and a new car and a new office, and all this for a new job that you haven't done yet. Well, right? What do they count on? They count on the skill set and the tools that you have as a person, that they've noticed you from the beginning, that you've developed these skill sets, this skills set or skill sets, no, skills set that allows you to do the job that is about to be done. And that is the part of the Shemitah, the trusting, knowing that you have the tools to get everything done, to do everything. It's not there's no if and but about that. There is only to do. There is only to do. And only to trust and to be in that space. So every obstacle has a reason. Everything, as I say, everything in this physical realm, in this 3D realm, has a spiritual reason and cause. There is a reason that you are here now and not there. And the reason you are here is because you're not there. Truth has no emotions. It is or it isn't. Right? Feel that. Think about that. It's so wonderful to see you. Thank you, Tamar. Thank you for your chashash. Tamar brought another words. Hebrew. I love Hebrew. I dig Hebrew from here until tomorrow and beyond. Right? Because Hebrew has it's an essence language, meaning every word, especially if we're talking about animals, every word is a description of its action. Especially when you're talking about animals or so every word has its own. Tamar was talking about chashash. Chashash is a fear, but it is not a full-blown fear. Let's put it this way. Okay? Chashash is not a full-blown fear. It's like, I don't know, you're not really in this anxiety mode. Just like there are so many synonyms in Hebrew for the word joy, the same for the word fear, right? So there are synonyms for the word joy. There are 10 synonyms, and the same thing for fear. Chashash is kind of like the lure, the beginning of a fear, the beginning of fear coming there. Now, I want to address what Tamara is saying here. Trusting is something we need to work on. Is it? So, what is let's go back to the baby. The baby, right? My mom, right? Kegamul aleimo, as King David said, if I put my trust in God and in the process, then I'm just like a baby, right? Just like a baby comes along. So, as babies, when we come to the world, as youngsters or younglings, as said in Star Wars language, we trust automatically. We trust that we'll be fed. We'll trust that we'll be taken care of. We'll trust that we'll be loved. We'll trust that our existence will be taken care of. We don't think, oh, is somebody's going to look at me like this, not trust me, right? So our initial disposition coming here is that of trust, is that of joy. Look at children, at a child. A child by default is happy, unless you take something from the child, unless you hurt the child. But by default, the child is happy. By default, the child is trusting. So what happened is over the years we've learned. We added filters, we added sunglasses, right? This is without glasses. I mean, not talking about the forest without the trees. I'm just talking about things that we put on. Now I have a filter, so I'm looking through you. Yeah, it projects what I want to see, and it's still a filter, right? So maybe it is to unlearn. I heard something confirmation. It's to unlearn. I believe that we are here to unlearn, not to learn, to unlearn. We are here to unlearn what we've already put on ourselves, what we've accumulated, what we've been bogged down with. And think for yourself, why don't you want to go today to this place or to do this and this? Oh, because I think, because this, because that. All kind of things. And the child is just going on a puddle and jumps in a puddle because they want to hear the sound of the water splash on their shoes and dirty their pants because they think it looks cool. So I believe we're here to unlearn. We are in an era where it doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter that you've memorized 1,000 pages of something. It doesn't memorize that you. It doesn't matter that you memorized a description or something. We have Siri and Google for that. We're in different times. It matters what we do with this and how do we bring this to create joy and to create and to cultivate back trust and love between each one of us, right? So this is really it's great because it is about trust. Shnat Shemitah, the year of Shemitah, is about trust. What trust? Trusting the unseen, trusting the not so known and not so obvious in your face thing. Wi-Fi. I go into a coffee shop, I flip it on, I connect. Why? Because they have Wi-Fi. All we have to do is connect. All we have to do is trust. Now, easier said than done many times. Hands down. We're all human. We're in this duality. We're in this body. Some is a Subaru, some is a Pontiac. Oh, Pontiac, man. You can tell I'm old. Some is a Jeep, some whatever that is, a truck. But it is for us to trust. Trust yourself. Trust in your journey. Everything is happening for the best and for your best of journeys. Everything. You have all the power, you have all the joy, you have everything in you. Just like you have also fear, just like you have also doubt. To remember that these are here to give us more joy, to push us more towards joyful experience, to push us towards more a wholesome experience. So thank you very much. Yes, trust your guide, Tamar. Absolutely, your gut. Here's the thing. Here is a tool that I found is helpful. I mean, I know it's helpful for me. But as we say, trust your gut. Okay, what is that? How does that come? How does that play out? You come to a place, or you are supposed to sign a business contract with somebody, and you are like, but you say, you know what? Let me get. I'm just doubting. Okay, let me try. Let me see. Let me go. Always go to the first feeling that you have. The first feeling, not the second thought, because first we feel and we have our body tells us what is going on. Our body is telling us what's going on. Okay, not okay. Then we start rationalizing what we're feeling. Is it okay? No, I shouldn't trust him because I remember the experience there. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't meet. That is already your mind. Your body is your guide. Your mind is our pride. Body is our guide. The mind is our pride. When we are starting to analyze after our initial feeling, after our initial understanding, our mind is starting to play with us. Yes, I should do this. No, I shouldn't do this. Why should I do this? Again, truth has no emotions. We are adding all these things into it. So, yes. So, thank you very much, everyone. It is so lovely, so wonderful to be here. I love being around trees and around nature and with you. And Let's see. Want to make sure. Yeah. Tanya. Okay. I don't know who Tanya is, but that's okay. But that's, you see, it is when we are connected, when when we are connected, because we are all connected, but when we are consciously connected and we know that we are connected, we all talk similarly about the same things because this is in us. We are part of the source, part of light, part of God. And that is our trust. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.